It was a Monday morning. Alarm went off at 6:15. James hit snooze twice, stared at the ceiling, and thought, what if I just didn't go in today? Not sick, not tired, just done. He had $1,000 sitting in his savings account. He'd been saving it for 3 months, skipped dinners out, canceled the gym membership, sold an old PlayStation he hadn't touched in 2 years. $1,000. It felt like something, like a cushion, like maybe, just maybe, it was enough to breathe for a second. So he did the math in his head. Rent, $950. That's 1 month, barely. And that's before groceries, before gas, before his phone bill, before literally anything else that makes life feel like life. The $1,000 was gone before he even touched it. And that's the moment most people never talk about. That exact feeling. When you think you finally have a little something, and then reality does what reality does. It takes it. But here's what James didn't know yet. That $1,000 wasn't useless. It wasn't freedom money, but it wasn't nothing either. It was the beginning of a question most people never bother to ask. How much do you actually need to say no? The real math. James pulled out his phone at lunch, not to scroll, to actually sit down and look at the numbers. He opened his banking app. $1,000. Still there. Still felt like something. He started writing on a napkin at the diner where he ate every Tuesday. The guy at the counter, Mike, slid him a coffee without asking. Same order every week. James barely noticed anymore. That's what routine does to you. Rent, $950. 1 month. Done. He flipped the napkin over. Groceries, maybe $300 a month if he was careful. Gas, $120. Phone, $85. Electricity, $70. That's already $1,575. And he hadn't even written down the things you forget about until they hit you. The copay, the parking ticket, the shirt that tore and needed replacing. Mike topped off his coffee. Rough day? James looked up. Trying to figure out if I have enough to quit. Mike laughed. Not mean. Just the laugh of someone who'd thought the exact same thing 15 years ago and never did it. Nobody ever has enough, Mike said. That's the whole point. James looked back at the napkin. $1,000 against $1,575. Not even close. But that wasn't the real problem. The real problem was he had no idea how long he actually needed to survive on his own. The number nobody tells you. James went home that night and sat at his kitchen table. No TV, no music, just a notepad and a calculator. His neighbor, Sandra, knocked around 8. She needed to borrow olive oil. He handed it over. She glanced at the notepad full of numbers. Budgeting? She asked. Trying to figure out my freedom number, James said. She raised an eyebrow. Your what? How much I need saved before I can actually walk away from my job. Sandra leaned against the doorframe. She was a nurse. 12-hour shifts. She laughed a little, but it wasn't really a laugh. Let me know when you figure it out, she said. I've been trying for 6 years. That stuck with James after she left. 6 years. Same question. No answer. He went back to the notepad. Financial experts say you need 3 to 6 months of expenses saved before you even think about leaving a job. 3 months minimum. 6 if you're being smart. James did the math. His monthly expenses, bare minimum, came to around $1,800. 3 months meant $5,400. 6 months meant $10,800. He had $1,000. He was almost $10,000 short of the conservative number. And he hadn't even factored in health insurance yet. Because when you leave a job in America, the insurance leaves with you. That's when it got real. What $1,000 actually is. James didn't sleep well that night. He was at the coffee shop by 7 a.m., corner seat, same spot he always took when he needed to think. The barista, a college kid named Ethan, set down his usual without being asked. "You look like you're solving a murder," Ethan said. James smiled. "Something like that." He had his laptop open, 3 tabs. His bank account. Some people quit with $4,000. Most of them regretted it. A few quit with $30,000 and still felt scared. $1,000 is not FU money. It's please don't fire me money. There's a difference. He closed the tab. Because here's the thing. $1,000 isn't nothing. People treat it like it's either everything or worthless. It's neither. $1,000 is the first brick. It's the proof that you can actually save, that you have the discipline. But a brick is not a house. The question wasn't whether he had enough. The question was, what was he going to do next? The plan. James ordered a second coffee. Ethan raised an eyebrow. James never ordered twice. Big morning. If he needed $10,800 to feel safe, 6 months of expenses, and he had $1,000, that meant he needed $9,800 more. That was about $817 a month for 12 months, or $409 a month for 2 years. He looked at his last 3 months of spending. Subscriptions he forgot about, takeout 3 times a week, a gym membership he still hadn't canceled after Sandra mentioned it made her laugh. He found $340 a month he could cut, immediately, without destroying his life. That left him $477 short of the 1-year plan, which meant he needed one thing: more income. Not a second job necessarily, but something. Freelance work, selling something. One extra skill monetized even slightly. Outside the window, a guy was setting up a small food cart. Every single morning, same corner, same time. Rain, cold, didn't matter. James had seen him there for 2 years and never thought about it once. He thought about it now. That guy didn't wait until he had enough. He started with whatever he had and built from there. James closed his laptop, finished his coffee. He had $1,000 and a plan. That was more than most people ever get to.